All right, guys, so here's the slides on artifacts, the things we're going to see if the film isn't handled properly. The first one on my list is static electricity. I think this one's really cool. The things you're going to see on your x-ray are these radiating bolts. Some people call them that they kind of look like lightning bolts, but they're going to start in one particular spot and radiate out from there. Ways you're going to be able to avoid static electricity, pretty common sense. Don't shuffle your feet, use anti-static cleaning agents, and make sure the room isn't too dark. Next thing that can happen is if there's scratches, either on your film or the intensifying screen, they're going to show up as these bright white lines on your x-ray. We don't want those. Make sure you avoid scratching your film and intensifying screens. Next one, dirt or debris on it. You guys are going to be able to see this better up here on the top one. You can see the little white flecks. They're a little bit harder to see, but on the spine, we're going to see them here over these transverse processes. The issue with debris on the screen is that it can look like a disease process. Next one, poor film screen contact. We want to make sure our film is touching the intensifying screen. Otherwise, things will just kind of look extra blurry and hazy. Here's another image of things that can happen. On the one on the right side, you're going to see those scratches. Those ones were put there purposely. If you scratch the film, you're going to see lines on your film when you go to process it. The one on the left, this is from pressure fog. So this is just somebody pressing down too hard on the x-ray cassette in a localized pressure. It's going to create those black smudgy areas on your x-ray. Fingerprints. We've seen some of this semester as well. Anytime you touch that film really tightly, your finger marks and your fingerprints can get recorded onto the x-ray film. Crimping, I'm going to have some other views of this one as well, but those little half-moon shaped black circle or black half-moon shapes, if you grab it, if you pinch the cassette, or if you get it with your fingernail, those can all cause similar marks to that. This is obviously a human x-ray, but we see a lot of collars and tags left on animals that can create artifacts, especially if you're trying to take cervical vertebrae and you have a collar on. The metal on that collar probably going to be right over the spot that we're looking at reading on the x-ray. Roller marks, black lines on this one. We saw a few of these this semester as well. You can usually prevent it by running a dummy film through. If that hasn't worked, then you need to take your machine apart and clean up those rollers. This is similar to the crimping marks that we see most often in our class. So this is if you've reached in, you've grabbed the film, and instead of just pulling it out lightly, you've kind of bent the film as you were pulling it out. Here's some spots that were developer. So if when you're getting ready to process your film, if developer splashes on your film, remember developer made things too dark? Now we're going to have spots that were overdeveloped from developer getting splashed onto our film before processing. Next one down here, that's a water spot. So a drop of water that gets stuck on your cassette, limiting the amount of developer and fixer that are going to hit it. Here's the one that looks like if the chemicals aren't washed off, that's called sulfidizing, where it turns to the yellow-brown color. Here's another example of some poor screen contact. We just don't have great detail within the chest, so you want to make sure that everything is being pushed together and tight. If you keep having issues, then it could be an issue with your cassette, and you may need to get a new cassette. Here's another one, the white lines, scratches on your film. I'm going to give you this every time. I really do like this one as well, showing you that dirt on the screen. It's a little spot, looks bright white, that could definitely be mistaken as a pathological finding on your x-ray. So keep your screens clean. We've all talked about that, how to wash your hands and don't spill a bunch of dirt inside your cassettes. Here's another one that's showing you a fingernail pressure mark. Looks a lot like crimping, but if you grab it and you push your fingernail into it, you're going to create those black half-moon shapes again. Another one, static electricity, just because it is so cool. And here's another type of roller mark you can see. as they're going through, indicative that you're going to need to clean your cassette or clean your rollers in your automatic processor. All right, that's all I have for you guys on those images. So those are the things not to do to make sure that all the work you put in getting your quality x-ray is worth it.